Hi everyone, this is Proverbs 13:6 for today, January the 6th day of January. Hopefully everyone's having a good New Year start. It's been rough times, like I said, in 2015. Maybe I posted it or said it on a Bible verse, but 2015 hadn't snatched many lives, but 2016, I already had a knowledge that lives were going to be snatched here and there. So hopefully, we just realize that life is short and take time to realize and relate to the God who created our lives, because that's where we're going to be spending eternity if we have chosen God instead of evil. So let me just read this. It's Proverbs 13:6 for January the 6th. Reading the whole thing, getting to the specific verse. Proverbs is such a good book because it's just like a book of wisdom. It's it's given the writer Solomon. It's credited to Solomon that he wrote Proverbs. Solomon was King David's son. King David was a man after God's own heart. He was called by God when he was just a little shepherd boy to replace a king. And because he was going to replace the king and the town knew it, the king went after him to kill him so he couldn't be replaced. They never could catch him. So David escaped and ended up defeating many people and grew to be, just a man who loved God and was seen as strong to the people. And he ended up being king, of course, like God called him to be. He's David's credited to have written many of the songs in the book of Psalms. He was a musical man, someone who liked to dance, sing, play instruments. And then he had this child, Solomon, and he chose him to be king after he died. Solomon didn't know how to be king. He was so young. And God came to him and said, look, I was with your father David all this time. Now I'm here for you after your dad has died. I'm now here for you. So what would you like me to do for you? And Solomon humbly, he could ask for anything. He said, make me the richest king in the world. Make everybody my servants. Let them just obey me all the time. He didn't ask for that. He said, I'm very young, inexperienced. I'm now king. I got this kingdom to take care of. I don't know how to do any of this. Please, God, help me in that. Give me the wisdom to know how to run this household, how to run this kingdom. And God, in his goodness, he says, you know what? You didn't ask me for riches or anything else you could have asked me for. You asked me for wisdom. And because of that, I'm going to make you wise. Plus, I'm going to give you everything else that you could possibly imagine. So Solomon spent his life with lots of wives, lots of money. I mean, people would come from all over just to see what he had and how is he acquiring all this wealth and what can they do to get it to, that kind of thing. He had whatever he wants. But through his whole life of having whatever he wants, he says, I've tried everything under the moon. There's nothing that I have not tried. And still, I've come to the fact to realize having all this stuff, everything is meaningless. I mean, things come, things go. I'm alive. One day I'm going to die. All this is just meaningless. The only thing that's meaningful is God. So that is true wisdom when you get to that point. Oh, this just while I'm speaking, I'm just remembering. I saw this video recently from J. Cole. If you know, he's a musician, and he was doing this video or this interview at this radio station, and he was just speaking the truth. He's like, I mean, we're all slaves, whether you get paid. What do you say? Whether you get paid like $7 an hour, $8, even 15, whatever. Of course, these are little piddles. Your time is worth more than that. I mean, it's nothing to get excited about to say I make $20 an hour or $50 an hour because your hours are so super valuable. And at the same time, you got to eat. So you have to go out there and work somewhere. So you're using all your life to work hard at these companies, and society, our world is getting us into has created this what do you call it, civilization where we're just after the next thing. They put out the phone. They've got the iPhone 4. Now they've got the iPhone 5 and you got to get it, an iPhone 6, an iPhone, and it's never ending. It's always It's a consumer mindset where you have to have the best, and it's a competition. Everyone's trying to keep up with the Joneses. And it would be wise if we just stepped out of that and realized, look, enough will never be enough unless I'm satisfied with just the basic or the real important things about in life, like love. Then you're gonna run yourself ragged for no reason at all. You're gonna spin yourself, what the radio host said. What did she say? A rat race or a maze, a hamster cage or something like that. It's like a hamster cage. You're just spinning your wheels, and there's no real satisfaction because you're only satisfied if you got the newest and the top and the best, that kind of thing. So one, if we were smart, we would all pull ourselves out. You can just imagine it. Look what kind of world that God created. If God wanted this to be a monetary system, a world filled with where you had to buy and sell and all this other stuff, then He would have made it that way. But no, He made grass, ground, all this buildings and stuff. God didn't make those things. Sure, it's great to have technology and use our thoughts to create and build and make better. But in doing all that and reaching, trying to be God and create, God's a creator. If we're trying to be gods and create everything all the time, we're eventually taking ourselves out of what God originally created us for, because the purpose is already there. The foundation is already laid. This is what I wanted you to live as, with the nature. Take time to see it. When's the last time you looked at the sunset rise? When's the last time you just sat back and looked at the stars? None of us do that these days because all we're trying to do is fit into this rat race of the world where we hurry up and get some money so we can buy something. And we're in and out of our homes, in and out of our businesses. We have no time to look at the beauty of nature that God put around us. And we're constantly on the run. I like when I see a post that I hadn't even, when something so basic that I hadn't even considered. I love seeing stuff like that. And like a day or two ago, I saw this post where this person had written on their business door, if each of us in our yard planted a different kind of fruit or vegetable, we can all trade our food for free and live like that. And it's just almost like eureka. It's something that's obviously known, but until someone says it, you don't know it. So it's like we're doing all this just mainly to eat. But if we would work together and come together, we could do anything. So, I mean, can you imagine if your neighbors planted apples and you planted oranges and the next person planted spinach and every one of us maintained our yards and we fed each other that way instead of just letting our yards grow grass in the background and we just mow it down every week or whatever. I mean, all that space people have in their yard could be used for, a garden or anything. But as humans, we're all separate. We're afraid to come together because evil has run so rampant in this world that, it's hard to trust anybody. I saw another post today as I'm talking, just these things are popping up, where, this man, Trent Shelton, I think his name's Sheldon, I think, he posted just the realest, just what everybody feels inside, I'm sure. He just said that I wish everybody's intentions were transparent. And that's what's lacking in this world. What is your intention? A lot of people claim to be something they're not, and they have the worst intentions for you. They'll want to take up your time, especially in relationships, husband, wife, that kind of thing. Because you'll have one partner who has a problem with being promiscuous, and they'll try to settle down and grab this one person because they see good values in them and they really need somebody that they can count on and depend on. But they expect to have all this good while they're still battling their whoreness inside. So they're going out and they're whoring around with these whores while they're trying to expect to keep a relationship at home, and they keep everything on the hush hush and the low. And it's just so sickening. I see so many like this one I just saw. Before I even get to the Bible verse of the day. If this thing has curse words, excuse it, but I just finished like 20, 30 minutes ago, finished looking at this, and it's just so sickening. Where people just go around and one's cheating with the next and the next one and nobody's really true, and everybody's afraid to get into relationships because, I mean, and look at this. As I speak, I'm just ran into this. Everybody's untrue about what they're doing. You see what that says? It says, when you just got on him about cheating and you realize that you left your phone at home unlocked. So everybody's cheating and they're pointing the fingers at the other one. And that's just the kind of world we live in. It just makes you sick. Like, I don't even want to be in a relationship because it's just a lot of shadiness. Nobody's real about theirs. Everybody wants to be the one who, did the other person wrong. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with humanity. I was hoping so many posts have come through since I saw that. I was hoping to just go straight to it, but I don't see it. But anyway, I'll just tell you the skit. It's probably best that you don't watch it because it probably had curse words. But anyway, this man and this girl sitting on the couch and they're snuggled up watching Netflix and chill or whatever. And then a man busts in the door and the woman hops off the couch and goes and hides behind the couch and says, "Oh, my boyfriend." And she hides behind the couch and the man busts in the door. He's talking to his friend. He's like, "Oh, let me tell you about this girl I just, had sex with or whatever." And then the girl pops up from behind the couch and says, "Oh, you gonna tell him about who you just had sex with? Oh, who did you just, just going off on him about because he's saying he slept with someone and that's supposed to be her boyfriend." And then he starts to think and said, "What are you doing in here?" And he's starting to think. And then while he's thinking, the boy she was sitting on the couch with, his phone rings and it says "Bay" on it, like his girlfriend is calling. So he has a girlfriend. He's sitting on the couch with his friend's girlfriend. His friend busts through the door. The girl hides, and he's telling his friend about this girl that he has had sex with. His girlfriend pops up to try to check him, but she needs to be checked because she's in the house with his friend, snuggled up, watching Netflix. So it's just deceptive. Nobody has morals no more. I mean, sometimes it's just best to be alone. They need to start making courses on how to be alone because this is a deceptive world. Because people are gonna have to be prepared for that because people just are greedy and out for themselves. As long as they can be free for themselves, no matter what it is. If I can get it and it's gonna make me feel good, that's what I'm gonna go after. And that's where a lot of problems come in a relationship because someone might have problems with their promiscuity and then they try to come to their partner and try to blame it on them or yell at their partner and be upset at the partner like the partner is the one who's doing anything wrong when it's them. So let me just get into the verse for today. I don't even know how I got there. But Proverbs is definitely a book that gives you wisdom. Solomon is credited to have written this book. And he just, in this Proverbs, all he does is just write down a whole bunch of topics, random. They're random. They're not on any particular subject. He just writes down everything that he thinks is important to know about and what's wise. And that's what he's about to tell us. So I'm about to read it and, let me see, 13:6. Okay, so I'm probably going to touch on each topic because if I read the whole thing and then try to summarize it, there is no summary because the topics are so random. So I have to go one by one and speak on each one, each wise thing that Solomon is saying. And eventually I'll get to part 6, which is the chapter of the day, and I'll explain that one too. So this one starts out, a wise son listens to his father's advice, but a proud son will not listen to correction. So if you're wise, a lot of us, especially when we get into our teenage, I mean, I've done it, probably you've done it, we just think that we know everything because now I'm a teenager and I feel like an adult. So I don't want to listen to anything. So it says that a wise son listens to his father's advice, but a proud son will not listen to correction. Be wise. It doesn't matter how old you are. Listen to your father's advice. Don't be a proud son and not listen to correction because it could be to your own destruction. People get good things for the words they say, but those who cannot be trusted say only bad things. Just imagine what you say per day. If you don't know what you say per day, go down your Twitter feed or your Facebook or your Instagram. See what you're posting all day. Is it negative, bad things? Okay, well, who's gonna trust you? Because you're just negative. and you're capable of anything. You're not about the truth. You're about negative. And people who have good words, you'll have good things. It says you'll get good things in your life. So keep on speaking the truth, being positive, being honest. It might seem like that it's all coming for naught. You're looking like everybody that look around, they scheme, they cheat, they lie, they do all these deceptive things, and they keep on growing. Well, trust me, that's just that's the trick of everything. Evil always has a payment date. People can get away with all kind of evil things, but at the end of the day, you know, evil comes for its payment and says, look, I gave you all those things, now you owe me something, and if you can't give me something, I want it all back. And usually it snatches it all back because there's no payment high enough for those sins except Jesus Christ. And if you're not relying on Jesus Christ, then definitely everything that you had, that you earned in wicked ways, will be snatched from you. People who are careful about what they say will save their lives, but those who speak without thinking will be destroyed. We've all spoken without thinking. When we're angry, especially, it's best to keep in a mode as much as possible. Sometimes there's just it seems like the whole world is trying to push your buttons at one time, all at once. But if you just be calm, don't say anything. Like me, if I'm upset or anything, I try to be in a mode where I'm just quiet because I know anything that's spoken in that moment can be destructive. So I'd rather be quiet. But even in those times, people can pester you and try to invoke a conversation or problems up when you're trying to do your best to avoid them. So it says people who are careful about what they say will save their lives. Save your life and just be quiet. If there's too much going on, calm your mind. Start talking to your God inside and just know He doesn't want you to have any worries because He's going to handle the situation. And those who speak without thinking will be destroyed. Lazy people always want things but never get them. Those who work hard get plenty. That's the thing in our culture. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this world where everybody thinks things are supposed to be given to them. Um, I don't know. I was talking to this childhood friend I had from South Park just recently, and I mean while we were all talking, I mean he's getting texts from girls saying, "You gonna get my hair done?" I mean those kind of things. I've always been somebody that if you want something, then don't rely on the next person to get it. And especially if you're giving your body away to someone just so you can get these things, please stop it. Save your spirit, save your soul. You're more valuable than just getting your bills paid. Oh, I need my bills paid and I don't want to work, so I have to find me about 5, 6 sugar daddies, and one's gonna be for light bill, one I'm gonna hit them up for my hair done, my nails done, my phone bill, my car bill, my house bill, and I'm set straight. That's about 6 sugar daddies I gotta have. So yeah. So let me get to texting because it's around the first of the month. Let me send my text for the first of the month. It's first of the month. You got my car payment? Well, you can't get any more sex. That kind of thing. Let's not be lazy. In all kind of ways, there's always some road that we can take. You may be down for a little while. You may have $0 in the bank, but you can always rise up. That's not where you're gonna stay permanently unless you set your mind to stay there permanently. Always be thinking forward ahead. I might be in this position right now, but eventually I'm going to be set free with the help of my God. But like I said, lazy people will always want things, but never get them. And I'm somebody at times where I've never been just super rich, but I've been at times in my life where whenever I want something, then I can get it. That's why I think that I've already lived through that. And I realized that these material things are not even important. If you see me on lots of my Bible verses and my Bible videos, I'm always black. Not to say that that's what that's what I would, not to say that, that's what's to do or anything, but I'm always just in just regular comfortable things. I mean, clothes really don't really excite me anymore. There were times where I would get such a thrill going through the mall. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna be so cute in it. Oh my God, I cannot wait to wear it. That kind of thing. But those things aren't even important. I really don't care about all this frivolous stuff. I mean, just as long as you're looking decent for the day. I mean, if you're able to wash your clothes, those are privileges. Those are things that we should all be thankful for instead of thinking, oh, I must get these next things. We're running after, like at the beginning of this video, I was talking about how J. Cole was saying that, you're in this race to get to the top all the time. You're never going to be at the top. There's always going to be somebody higher than you. I mean, you got a million. Someone's got two. Now you got to try to compete with them to get two. Somebody's got 60 million. Oh, you got to get 60. Somebody's got 200 million. Now somebody's got a billion. And you got to use all your energy and resources to get it. And these things, fancy things, they're nice to have, sure. But, I mean, they're just things. If your time is got, it takes, I have to admit, it takes, just like a relationship, it takes some time to be in a relationship, a real relationship with God. And if all your time is going to work and all your time is to buy these new things, searching what's the new thing, keeping up with the status and status quo and finding out what's the newest car or whatever, if you're doing all that you don't have the appropriate time to spend with God. So you're going to start lacking. That has when you find yourself not having the appropriate amount of time to spend with God, that's when you enter the realm of making yourself have some other type of God. Wherever you spend your time the most, wherever you spend your attention and your love the most, that's your God. So you lack building up your spirit because you're trying to build up these physical material things that who knows when you're going to die. It could be tomorrow. We are not promised forever. So it's best that you just be satisfied. It's a point you have to come and say, I'm satisfied with this, this, and this. And I don't really need these things. What do I have them for? I mean, a lot of people like to get multiple vehicles, multiple women. I mean, just be humble, be appreciative of what you have from the beginning, and stop looking for extras. I don't know. But, that was that. Lazy people always want things, but never get them. Those who work hard get plenty. Good people hate lies, but the wicked do evil, shameful things. So, good people, you don't even have to be good. Even evil people, even liars hate lies. And it's so awkward. The mindset of some is just, have you ever heard of a liar hating a lie? How is that even possible? Or a liar thinking someone else is a lie when they're the lie? But anyway, good people hate lies, but the wicked do evil and shameful things. Everybody knows what that means. Now here's the verse of the day. I'll go ahead and just speak about it. Goodness protects honest people, but evil destroys those who love to sin. Goodness protects honest people, but evil destroys those who love to sin. So, like I've mentioned, it was either this verse or yesterday's Bible video. Sometime today I said this, where you might be doing good and it seems like it's getting you nowhere. Keep doing good. That's what God says. God has a plan for your life, and either He stores up your rewards on earth or He's restoring them up for you in heaven. Now, some people won't get their rewards on earth because the reward needs to be so eternal, so massive for them, for all they've done in this world, that God's like, I can't reward you. I'm going to save I was about to bless you on earth, but no, sir. I'm going to save this for you when you get to heaven because you just deserve it that much. And not to say you're coming to God so that you can stack up these rewards, but it doesn't hurt to know that God's stacking something up for you to give you. Just like Christmas. How a kid goes through the year and you tell them, hey, you better be good because Santa Claus is going to add this all up at the end of the year. And they shaping up. But what if they were good in the first place or already and you didn't even have to tell them to be good? And you're like, wow, I don't even have to tell them about a Santa stacking up rewards at the end of the year. I'm just going to give them whatever I see that they want because they have been so good at school. They do everything right at home. They cause me no problems. I'm just going to give them whatever they want. This is God's mindset when He's stacking up rewards for you. And it shouldn't be because someone has said in the Bible, oh, in the Bible it says God's going to give you rewards. No, you shouldn't do anything just because you're going to get. Do things because this is what your nature is and you want to respect and honor God. Now, so that was the verse of the day. Goodness protects honest people, but evil destroys those who love to sin. People involved in all kind of sins, it would be best not to, because I guarantee you, this is what sin is all about. Anything that God calls a sin or anything against God, just avoid it as much as possible, because there is a payment date. And when that payment date comes, that's when everything just crumbles, the whole world. I've recently been using this example of how Charlie Sheen was on just a couple of years ago on the TV, a year or two ago. He's saying, I'm winning. I mean, he's getting millions of dollars per episode. He's an actor. And per episode, he's getting millions of dollars, just chunking it to him. He's stacking up. He's on TV where you see he's got multiple women in his house. They're taking care of him. He's got vehicles and big houses, and he's in the pool, and he's drinking, and he's just looking like he's on the most wonderful drugs in the world, and he's just in la la land all the time. And everybody's like, wow. And they even took his term. He used the sentence, I'm winning. And everybody just started to run with that. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. People started to use that in just regular talk, just so proud and just so happy for him. But in all that fun, those things were against the way that God intended us to live. And God calls those kind of things promiscuity, um, all those kind of things. He calls those things sin. And now, 2015, after a year or two later, after all that winning stuff, now you hear him come out and say that he has AIDS or whatever. So now all those finances that he's got to spend them towards AIDS money. He's no longer, and the women aren't gonna flock to him knowing that he has AIDS. Even actresses that worked with him who had to be in a kissing scene or whatever, one of them said that she felt disgusted. She wished they had told her that he had AIDS or was notified, and I'm sure she's probably trying to do a lawsuit behind the scenes or something that they're not talking about. But there's no woman gonna be around him. All his money that he made millions all those years, he's now got to pay for all that sin, because now he's got to pay to just stay alive with millions of dollars for AIDS money. And that's how sin goes. That's a very good depiction of how we can have so much fun and the whole world can be on our team. But be careful and mindful if the whole world is for you. For what reason? There's not that much good in this world, so why is everybody in the world for me? Am I doing something wrong in my life? I gotta start checking my own life, because if I'm pleasing this world, there's something wrong with that, because this world isn't getting pleased unless I'm doing something sinful. So start checking your own life before you have to pay the piper at the end and be destroyed, like it says. But evil destroys those who love to sin. Next one says, some people pretend they are rich, but they have nothing. Others pretend they are poor, but they are really rich. And this, wow, that's a good one. On social media, everyone always sees the the posts that say things like, uh, you walking around with a $2,000 purse and ain't got $5 inside of it. I mean, our society likes to front hard. Um, I don't care anything about, the fashion. I mean, I'm all out of that. I don't care about, I mean, like if someone tried to give me some kind of fancy purse for Christmas or something, or a birthday, that's not going to excite me, because I'm not so impressed with, the price tag of this purse or this item that you've given me. I mean, I'm good with the regular purses out of the dollar store. I can care less about fashion or trying to keep up with brand names, because those brand names aren't doing anything for me. I'm my own brand name. If you want to impress me, get me a sewing kit and I make my own thing, my own purse, and I put my name on it. Something like that. Because we're all out here, especially in my culture. I mean, I've explained this before. My culture has this mindset to pretend you're rich because you're already in a poverty setting, and everyone associates poor to being weak or down, depressed, nothing good. So you're in a poor setting. You're in the hood or whatever. You're in a poor setting. So all of a sudden you make a come up. You got some money so you can buy some new shoes or new clothes, and you notice that, oh, when I put on these clothes, I feel rich and people are giving me more respect. If people didn't respect titles and brands so much, then people could actually be their poor selves and face the fact that they are poor and use that money that they are can get into invest in something or to build something or to do. Let's start facing the facts and realize, look, my finances may be poor, but in the future I will not be this because I'm going to take steps to get out of this situation. But instead we focus on using the current money that we've got. Like everybody's excited about tax time. Tax times are coming, and people are going to get children to use on their taxes to try to get more money in. That's in my culture, that's the normal knowledge of what to do. But what you should do, instead of just trying to hurry up and get some money real quick and spend it everywhere, if you do make some kind of come up from your taxes and get a lot back, at least put it forth to something, savings or anything. You don't have to rush out and just buy the fanciest thing. Um, let's see. It's a lot more, but I think I'm going to take a break right now, and I'll come back and do the rest later because I need to sit down. I've been talking already for about an hour. So part two of this will be later because Proverbs 13 is so long. So I'll let you enjoy this for right now. Goodbye.